I need a bath? Do you think I need a bath? The Keeper would have sent them to recover elven artifacts from the Varterol before the camp had to move in again.
So your Keeper sent them to their deaths?
No. Normally they let the Dalish come and go as we please. Something must have provoked it. Why did this happen? Oh, Harshal, I am so sorry. I'll tell Enyria for you. I'm not looking forward to seeing the Keeper again. Jandan! Tread carefully, Lethaline. May the Trickster never find you in the Beyond. We should give their clan amulets to the Keeper.
Is someone there? It's safe. You can come out.
Hello? Praise Andraste. I mean the creators. I thought I'd never get out of... Meryl?
Anethera, Paul. Are you hurt?
Stay back! What do you want from me?
Paul, what's wrong? I'm here to help.
Stay back! Don't touch me!
Be still. You'll attract the Varteral's attention.
No! Keep away from me, monster! Creators, help me! Someone, please!
Paul, no! We have to catch him, hurry!
Hold on, Paul. We're coming.
Paul? Maybe it's not too late. Hawk, you can save him, can't you?
I'm sorry, Meryl.
Why did you run? You shouldn't have run!
There was nothing you could have done.
He was more afraid of me than the Varteral. Paul wasn't like the others. He was city-born, worldly. He ran away from the Denerim and found us. I thought if anyone would understand, he would. Something is very wrong. I want to see the Keeper. Paul, what was he thinking? He acted like I was a monster.
Don't blame yourself, kitten. Sometimes men do senseless things.
way everyone looked at me in the camp when we arrived. What have they been saying about me? They must think I'm worse than the Blight. I've never hurt the clan. They had no reason to be afraid of me. None of this makes any sense.
One less to worry about. I'm at you! You're mine! Worry about
Sorry about your brother, Varric. Have you any other family?
I have family like a rat has fleas, Daisy.
Does that mean you have a lot of family? Or that they make you itch a lot?
Both.
The Varterol is dead.
Masaranas. I'll breathe easier knowing that we will lose no more people to it.
We found these.
I'll return them to their families.
We lost Paul. In the cave, he fled at the sight of me. Straight into the Varterol.
Many of the clan fear you will bring back the corruption. Or worse, from the mirror.
And where did they get that idea?
I am their keeper, Dalain. It was my duty to warn them. It's still not too late for you to return to us. Reconsider. There's no need for you to live alone.
Must we go over this again? You'll never accept what I'm doing.
The Eluvian is a trap. It cost us Tamlin. It led you to blood magic. Will you let it twist you further from who you really are?
And who am I? We've done as you asked. Honor our bargain. Give me the Arulin home.
Hawke. Because Merrill won't listen, I give this heirloom of my clan to you for safekeeping. Please, don't let her do this.
Thank the creators. I thought maybe she'd go back on her word.
Is it worth restoring this mirror if it turns your clan against you?
You know what it's like to lose everything, Hawke. Not just our land and freedom, but history, stories, language, magic, rituals. Even our gods are gone. It is a sacrifice, but if the mirror restores even one fragment of the past, it's worth it.
What did the Keeper mean? The mirror led you to blood magic.
The shard I picked up was corrupted. I couldn't cleanse it without help. The Keeper refused. She said that it belonged to another time and should be left there. So I found a spirit. It gave me the power to purify the mirror through blood magic.
I've never heard of blood magic purifying anything.
There's nothing inherently evil about blood magic. It's magic, like any other. The power that contaminated the mirror was too strong to be driven out by normal means. If I had piles of lyrium lying about, I could have used that, but I didn't. I used what I had.
I hope this helps you finish your work on the Eluvian.
Thank you. I knew you would understand. Let's be away from here. The others are giving me the evil eye.
Another time, Harren.
And the others took the...
Well, you're throwing coins around.
That's right, woman. Tonight I'm paid and blessed, and all I had to do was turn my head. To all my friends, hey, step back. I know important people. We're gonna show this city what to do with Heed and Oxman.
So, someone paid you to take a Qunari delegate?
I made a good wage for looking away while someone tamed a hornhead. So what? They said I should watch out for sympathizers. Traitors. You want something? Take it from me and my new friends.
You're on your own, pal.
That's loyalty for you. Come on.
This isn't necessary, you know.
What? What do you want? I just did what he said. It was more coin than I've ever seen.
Come on. Someone so generous. They deserve recognition.
Templar. It was a Templar. I didn't get the name. We met near the Chantry. He said taking these Qunari was serving the Maker. I swear, he even had the seal of the Grand Cleric. True is true.
You have got to be kidding me. A Templar?
Serving the Grand Cleric, no less. Great.
So, I noticed some notes on the table the other day.
Hawke, I could never have faced the Keeper myself. I never imagined a human would help me restore Dalish history. No one ever understood. Not the Keeper, not my clan. Just you.
When the Eluvian is finished, they'll appreciate all you've done for them.
It's all right. Even if they hate me forever, I'll know I helped them. You're the first real friend I've ever had. Mas Saranus, Lethalan.
Brilliant. I'm amazed that you found everything.
So, a drunk says the Grand Cleric funded a rogue Templar. And here we are.
It's a careful chat about missing Kunari.
Sure, why not?
The Grand Cleric, please. Tell her it concerns the Kunari.
Serah Hawke.
Sister Patrice.
Mother Patrice. Time has changed us both. Grand Cleric Elfina cannot grant an audience to just anyone. What do you want?
A Kunari delegate has disappeared. She may have ordered it.
That is quite an accusation. Ridiculous, of course. She leads a great many people, but not as a commander.
A Templar used her seal to convince others the act was righteous. A pause that says you knew. But does her grace?
The Grand Cleric trusts her stewards to enact the wishes of the Maker.
It sounds like you've been bad. This will shock her grace, no doubt.
Stubborn. All right, Serah Hawke. If you won't abandon this, let me offer you something. The Templar you seek is a radical who has grown unreliable. Confronting him may do us all a favor.
And he is what to you?
He is my former bodyguard, Ser Vonel. Assume what you wish, but I offer him to you as reconciliation. Meet me at this location. I invite you, Serah Hawke. Come see the unrest these Kunari have inspired.
That's a setup.
It's her game, for the moment.
So, looking for a room full of armed zealots?
Patrice is here somewhere.
Looking forward to it.
Kunari hold no real power. They are absent from the eyes of the Maker.
Trap ahead. You're such a slave driver. You happy now?
Like any beast, remove the fangs and it is lost. They are weak before the faithful of the Maker. The only certainty in their precious Qun is death before the righteous.
Ser Vonel!
Take a knee, faithful. The Chantry blesses us.
You claim a blessing when you have used the authority of the Grand Cleric so openly? You have brought wrath down upon you. You remember Serah Hawk? The Qunari have friends, Templar. How will you answer their allegations?
You're wasting time, Sir Vernel. End this so we can move forward.
No games, Ferelden. I see no reason to start listening to you now.
You think I like being in the middle of this?
Then fall by the wayside. Righteous! Destroy them!
Let's finish this! Not doing anything! It's not doing anything! You're pathetic! Useless! It's not doing anything! It's not doing anything! What do you think you're doing?
You think they're firing? I'm firing.
Like any beast.
The Qunari have...
You want to...
You're going there! Now you fall! You hit like my grandmother! Not doing anything! Is that all you got? Something for you!
All right. Time to bring this mess to the Viscount's attention.
Matt!
Yes,
Chantry involvement. Even if they...
Sure it could. You could suddenly realize...
You killed them? All of them?
A mother serving the Grand Cleric allowed this to happen.
Are you quite sure? She held a blade with them? Told them to fight you?
No, I cannot say that.
Of course not. Blasted mother. You have no idea the storm these allegations would cause. It would destroy what support I do have.
I have had trouble with her before. She is slippery.
I understand. I will make my inquiries, gently, and you should be careful in your associations. For now, we have other problems. We have the delegate, but I can't return the bodies to the Qunari in this state. Serah Hawke, you know the Arishok. What should I do?
Hiding this would only make it worse.
It would, wouldn't it? I'm losing my sense of how to balance this nightmare. I appreciate your help in this matter. As bad as this is, it could have been much worse without you. Kirkwall owes you.
Enchantment!
No, Leandra.
What's wrong, Uncle?
There. Where's your mother? Is she feeling all right?
I'm sure she...
Your mother didn't show up for our...
No, Gamlen.
Where could she be?
With her...
Suitor?
Well, those lilies arrived for her this morning.
White lilies. I know something about that.
Don't just...
There's a killer in... I know some...
No. You're wrong. Leandra is fine.
Aveline will get this...
Or... maybe...
You sh... Oh, I hope all is well.
A fascinating breed. Such intelligence and strength. Do you ever wonder what he thinks about?
He still thinks about dog things. Just with more clarity.
Are you aware that this breed originated in Tevinter? The Magisters bred them. It said the Mabari defected during the Imperium's invasion of Ferelden. Merely a tale, but I rather like the idea they found the barbarians more palatable than the mages. Exactly so. Let's hope your hound doesn't take after his ancestors too strongly, hmm?
Wait. You see?
I told you already. I saw her.
Did you?
What do I get for telling you? That lady was here, but then a man... His hands were all bloody, like... She got him to his feet, and he was wobbly. It was funny. Anyway, they left and...
It's not too...
Why would any...
The man left some blood.
Why don't you do...
Never thought I'd say this, but Gamlen's right. My men can look for Leandra while we check the blood. Any lead helps.
This blood is fresh. If we hurry, there might be a trail we can follow. There's another! More blood. I'm on the right path. Where is he taking her? There. I hope I'm not too late. There. The foundry. They must have gone inside.
You've been here before, haven't you?
This is where you found the human remains all those years ago. We should have known there was something else here.
Mother must be here somewhere. We need to look around. There. More blood. They are here somewhere.
Looks like someone forgot to conceal the door to his hideout.
That's enough! Mother! Alessa! Ooh, Maker's breath, that smell. I know this locket. It belongs to Mother. Does he live here? Face me! Get back!
I don't think I can do that.
What is this?
That woman in the portrait looks like Leandra, doesn't she?
This man is either very devoted or very insane.
I need to find her. Now.
The guards don't get here often enough. Books on necromancy. The Templars will want to confiscate those.
Why would he have these? What's he planning?
I was wondering when you'd show up. Leandra was so sure you'd come for her.
Where is she?
You will never understand my purpose. Your mother was chosen because she was special. And now, she is part of something greater.
Spare me the demented rambling. Where is she?
She's here. She's waiting for you. I have done the impossible. I have touched the face of the Maker and lived. Do you know what the strongest force in the universe is? Love. I pieced her together from memory. I found her eyes, her skin, her delicate fingers. And at last, her face. Oh, this beautiful face. I've searched far and wide to find you again, beloved. And no force on this earth will part us.
Mother!
I knew you would come.
Don't move, Mother. We'll find a way to...
Shh. Don't fret, darling. That man would have kept me trapped in here. But now, I'm free. I get to see Bethany again. And your father. But you'll be here alone.
I'll miss you.
My little girl has become so strong. I love you. You've always made me so proud.
Did you find her?
I'm sorry, Uncle. She's gone.
You were right about the flowers and everything. I can't believe she's gone.
You can say that over and over, but it won't change anything.
Why her? Why Leandra?
The killer used Mother to magically reconstruct his dead wife. They had the same face.
What sort of nightmarish magic is that? Oh, Maker! Maybe the Templars are right. Lock the mages up. Throw away the key.
Do you want them to lock me up too, Uncle?
I don't know. You would have been better off if you were just normal like Carver. Magic's always run in this family. It's a curse. Now even your mother's fallen victim to it. I wish you'd never told me what that twisted son of a bitch did to her. I wish I hadn't asked. I hope you killed him. Good. I hope it hurt. Carver needs to be told. I'll send a message to the Grey Wardens and hope it reaches him. Take care, my dear.
I don't know what to say, but I am here.
Just say something. Anything.
They say death is only a journey. Does that help?
I suppose they say you go back to the Maker when you die.
I've heard that too. To be honest, I don't think there is much point in filling these moments with empty talk.
Lady, I'm so sorry. Mistress Hamel was a fine woman. Reminded me of my own mother. If there's anything I can do.
I'm sorry about your mama. I will miss her.
I remain at your side.
And then Hawk tore the door clean off its hinges.
Have you got a minute, Ve-
For you, I've been meaning to talk to you. People say you and that elf, you know, the angsty Tevinter one, are becoming quite the item. So, what's going on, Hawk?
You wouldn't bring this up just to gossip. What's on your mind?
Shows what you know. I would definitely bring this up just to gossip. I didn't, but I would. Listen, as your friend, I feel like I'd be doing you a disservice if I didn't say something. You do know the elf is covered in spikes, like an angsty porcupine. He might have some issues.
In all the time you've known me, have I ever given you the impression that I was turned off by crazy?
Okay, point taken.
Hawke. I don't care what else is going on. We haven't spoken about Leandra. How are you?
My mother is dead. My heart's broken.
I suppose I could say, at least you knew yours. But that seems more about me than you. I just have flashes of impossibly long hair. But my father... Would you like to hear one thing?
You've never talked about him.
My father trained me in all the skills he had been forced to give up. He spent everything to get me into Cailan's service. Do you know what I remember? When he read to me, stupid things, dragons and heroes. He wouldn't turn a page until I reached over and took his hand. That big man made every step of the story my choice. I loved that. He died of the wasting in Adeniram Ward. Those last weeks, I read to him. I had to take his hand to turn the pages, and I couldn't tell if he was too weak, or if it was the old game. He smiled at that, at his big girl. I don't know why I'm telling you this. Drink?
A glass for those we've lost.
All right then. Benoit Dulac and Leandra Hawke. Don't let anyone tell you when to move on. Take their hand and say, my choice. That's all I have. I'll miss her too.
Fine day, isn't it, Chip?
It is apparently not enough that the Qunari define my political life. They must also infect what I hold personal. It is my son, Seamus. The life you saved, he would now squander by converting to the Khun. He has left for the Qunari compound. Please, Sarah Hawke, convince Seamus to come home.
You know this will only end in trouble.
Fitting. That's where it started. My son is not foolish. He will listen to reason, and you are in the best position to offer that opportunity. Please, do what you can.
Good day, Sarah.
Ah!
So...
Seamus isn't the type. Let's go.
Hope the Arishok wasn't planning on keeping the Viscount's son.
Sarah Hawke.
I'm here about the Viscount's son.
Are you? In 4 years, I have made no threat, and fanatics have lined up to hate us simply because we exist. But despite lies and fear, Baz still beg me to let them come to the Qun. They hunger for purpose. The son has made a choice. You will not deny him that.
No doubt you see the advantage of having the Viscount's son at arm's reach.
He is no longer the Viscount's son. Vidithari give up their lives for the certainty only Qunari know.
You would not take advantage of his connections?
The Qun may demand that advantage, but I do not. It was his choice to be educated. He is not my prisoner. He is not even here. He went to his father. Ask the Viscount why he would send you and a letter both.
That probably could have been mentioned earlier.
They are meeting at the Chantry. A last pointless appeal, I assume.
I doubt he'd involve the Chantry in such a personal matter.
No, but we know who would. Mother Patrice.
A suspect in many things. If she has threatened someone under my command again, there is only one response.
Don't make things worse by marching your men through the streets without cause.
This is cause. This is the last insult I will suffer, Hawke. I will be watching. Vidithari are of the Qun. This offense will have an answer.
Sarah Hawke, look at what you have done. To pounce upon the Viscount's son, a repentant convert in the Chantry itself. A crime with no excuse. Your Qunari masters will finally answer.
You've been a headache. But to outright kill someone? That's new for you.
He deliberately denied the Maker. How many would follow if he went unpunished? And yet, even this sympathizer will inspire vengeance when his brutal murder is exposed.
You won't get the Qunari ousted. You'll get a slaughter. On both sides.
To die untested would be the real crime. People need the opportunity to defend faith, starting with you. Earn your reward in this life and next. These heretics must die! Go down!
It's not doing anything!
You do get results.
Do you see, Your Grace? Traitors attacking the very core of the Chantry. They defile with every step.
There is death in every corner, young mother. It is as you predicted. All too well.
The young mother arranged all of it.
Don't you spout your Kunari filth! This is a hand of the Divine!
I have ears, Mother Patrice. The Maker would have me use them.
Viscount Dumas' son is dead. Killed here in your name.
I'm sure my name won't like that. Patrice?
Seamus Dumas was a Kunari convert. He came here to repent and was murdered.
It's a ruse, Your Grace. Seamus was killed to set people against the Kunari.
This is no longer a matter of heathens squatting in the docks. People are leaving us to join them.
And we must pray for them like any other.
They deny the Maker.
And you diminish him, even as you claim his side. Andraste did not volunteer for the flame. Serah Hawke, you stand with the captain of the guard? The young mother has erred in her judgment. A court will decide her fate. The Chantry respects the law, and so must she.
Grand Cleric? Grand Cleric?
We protect those of the Qun. We do not abandon our own.
Please, send for Viscount Dumas.
My son. Murdered in the heart of the Chantry by those who held a sacred trust. What hope for this city when we fail our own so completely?
The Arishok is still here, Excellency. You must be ready to stand up to him.
I cannot. I have already failed where it mattered most. Please. Hawke. Leave me.
This won't exactly ease tensions. The Viscount's son and Kunari aggression, even if justified, it won't end. This is important. Don't interrupt with your selfish prattle.
Get off your high horse. I have problems too.
Ha! What drink should I order, and who's the father?
Oh, you little...
What is it now, you two?
Hawke. The Arishok is sheltering 2 fugitives who have converted to the Qun. He must be convinced to release them. He's already feared because of Patrice. If people start to think he can ignore the law, I need your help so this doesn't get out of hand.
I'm going to die. There. Got your attention? Real problem.
I heard Arishok can die. What's this about?
Remember the relic? The one Castillon is going to kill me over? A man called Wall-Eyed Sam has it. If you help me get it, Castillon won't kill me. Please.
I'm trying to keep the entire city from rioting against the Qunari.
Well, maybe it's connected.
What?
I'm just saying, maybe it will help. It's important to someone, right?
Now you start being responsible? Shit.
The relic issue has to be resolved before we take on the Qunari.
You trust her this much?
Probably not. I wouldn't.
They won't wait at the compound forever, Hawke. I really do hope this helps, because if it doesn't...
You think I like having this thing on my mind? Come on. The exchange is happening tonight in a Lowtown foundry.
Are you sure about this? The champion was asked to go to the Qunari.
I suppose you think she planned the entire thing.
Considering what it led to.
Come on, Seeker. I'm not going to sell Hawke short, but nobody could have foreseen the way that would go down. Or do you still think I'm lying to protect my friend?
There are elements of your story that make sense. And you couldn't have known about them otherwise.
Well, that's a relief.
But that doesn't mean you're telling me everything.
I want this story to be told. You're not the first to get it all wrong. I think I owe Hawke that much.
Welcome home, Miss Eyre. Everything's quiet here in the mansion.
Leandra?
For the moment.
Dead? I can't believe it.
You will surrender the relic.
I don't have your stupid relic.
The bond has no honor.
I'll deal with this. What are the Qunari doing here?
Yes. About that. The relic belongs to the Qunari, and there's a small chance they want it back.
Tell me what you know. You can trust me.
I've always known what the relic is. I just didn't want to worry you.
You're the picture of kindness, Raveni.
The relic is a Qunari text handwritten by that philosopher of theirs. Kuzlan, whatever his name is.
Koslin?
That's the one.
The founder of their religion, the most revered being in their history? That text would be sacred beyond measure.
I stole it from them. They followed me here to reclaim it, and it's why they're still in Kirkwall. They can't leave the Free Marches without it.
Maybe giving it back would solve Aveline's problem.
That mess is over a couple of elves. I need it to save my own skin.
Sounds like the Qunari take their reading very seriously.
Is there anything the Qunari don't take seriously? Look, the book's right in this building, and I'm not letting it slip away again. It's the only thing that'll get Castillon off my back. Please, tell me you'll give the relic to me.
It's yours. Your life depends on it.
Really? I wasn't expecting that. It's nice to have someone on my side for once. Come on, We've no time to waste.
Where is the relic?
I have it.
The Tome of Khoslan will not fall into Tevinter hands.
Blood and spite!
Atos Khanari!
He's getting away!
Isabella!
How many slaves died? Once a thief, always a thief. I was a good Templar once.
I'd wrap up any other business before we go. It's already a mess, and could get worse.
Let's go.
I request an audience with the Arishok.
He will allow it, but not in this number.
I will only bring my friend here and a small complement of my guard. Is that few enough?
It is. Enter.
Shanatan.
Greetings, Arishok. We come regarding the elven fugitives that took refuge here.
Irrelevant. I would speak to Hawk about the relic stolen from my grasp.
If you give me time, I'll get it back for you.
It is much too late for that.
An issue for another time. We're here for the fugitives.
The elves are now Vidithari. They have chosen to submit to the Qun. They will be protected.
Have they truly converted? Or are they simply using you as a shield?
They have chosen, and so have I. You have not hidden the abuses of your zealots or the corruption of this city. You will understand why I must do this. Let us look at your dangerous criminals. Speak, Vidithari. Who did you murder, and why?
A city guard forced himself on our sister. We reported him, or tried to. But they did nothing about it, no matter what we said. So my brothers and I paid him a visit.
That doesn't excuse murder.
Are these elves telling the truth?
There have been rumors. I will investigate, but they still took the law into their own hands.
Sometimes that is necessary.
Like you avenged the Viscount's son. It was not right then, and it's not right now.
I would have done the same thing in their shoes.
Hawke, that's not helping.
Their actions are mere symptoms. Your society is the disease. They have chosen. The Vidithari will submit to the Qun and find a path your way has denied them.
You can't just decide that. You must hand them over.
Tell me, Hawke, what would you do in my place?
As a guest in this city, I would keep the peace.
I see. I cannot leave without the relic, and I cannot stay and remain blind to this dysfunction. There is only one solution.
Arishok, there is no need for...
Vinek Kathas.
Not here! Two open! Go! Go! Hawke! Can you hear it? The Qunari must be spreading out. They're attacking the city. Why? What could they possibly hope to accomplish?
Somehow, I don't think the Arishok cares what happens after this.
You may be right. Whatever it is, we need to do something quickly, but we'll need some help.
Let me guess. Our friends from Parvalan decided to take over after all.
The Qunari are assaulting the city, and fast. The Arishok planned this for who knows how long. We should head to the keep to rally my guardsmen. Whatever happens, be careful.
Get back! Go down! That's enough!
You do results, don't you?
One more for the dwarf!
with this. Let's finish this!
Somehow I knew it would be you.
Carver!
Hello, sister. Fancy meeting you here.
Are you injured? Are there more of you?
I'm good. But we're not the help you need.
You have our sincere thanks. This attack was most unexpected.
Stroud, we need to move. We've already delayed too long.
Very true. I cannot believe the Qunari would dare such an attack. This will lead to war with the Free Marches for certain. I fear pressing matters take us elsewhere, but we can spread word to the other free cities. Perhaps they will bring aid.
Wait! I need to tell you about Mother.
I already know what happened. I'm sure you did your best.
This is not the time. Take this. It is all we can spare, but perhaps it will be of use.
Goodbye, sister. Take care of yourself.
Maker watch over you, my friend.
I'll cut you!
Go down!
I can't do that.
Shara, quit your struggling, woman. Tetha! Boss! Then the Arishok failed to take you captive. Unfortunate.
Make it good! Hard won and deserved!
I could do this in my sleep!
That will rise again.
One for me! How many...
I am Knight Commander Meredith. I know you. The name Hawke has turned up in my reports many times. Too many.
It's good that we found you, Knight Commander. The Qunari are...
It's obvious what they're doing. The Qunari are taking people to the Keep, and may already be in control. We will need to deal with them.
I'll do whatever it takes to defend my home.
Good. I'll overlook your own use of magic. For the moment. Head to the Keep, and I will see if I can find more of my men. These creatures will pay for this outrage.
I cannot imagine what it must be like to lose your family. Anything I could say would be insufficient. I'm sorry.
You regret this. You regret this,
What a waste! Go down! That's enough! How about you? Get back! Now you fall!
I got blood on my coat.
Go down!
Nicely done.
Many thanks, my friend.
You don't seem as badly injured as the others.
The others? Surely they cannot all be. Gone. I told them to run.
First Enchanter Orsino. You survive.
Your relief overwhelms me, Knight Commander.
There is no time for talk. We must strike back before it's too late.
And who will lead us into this battle? You?
I will fight to defend this city as I have always done.
To control it, you mean? I won't have our lives tossed to the flames to feed your vanity.
I won't have you two at each other's throats. I'm in charge.
You! You're not even of this city.
Neither am I. Yet I don't hear you complaining about us both fighting to defend our home.
Very well then. But whatever you plan, be quick about it.
Tell us then, what is our course of action?
Let's find out what the Qunari are planning, but not risk our necks in the process.
An excellent choice. Let's move quickly.
There seem to be a great many Qunari at the keep's entrance.
Then they've already taken it over. Clearly, they've been planning this for some time.
I don't see any of my guardsmen.
This is the only way in. We must assault them now before their numbers grow.
Are you mad? They have hostages. We need a distraction.
Decide quickly. We have no time.
A direct assault is too risky.
We'll need to get you inside and catch up as soon as we can.
And just how will we do this?
Have confidence, Knight Commander. You will not conquer this city without a fight!
Cerebos! Finish Caucus!
Here is your Viscount.
You dare? You are starting a war!
Look at you. Like fat doth Russie, you feed and complain only when your meal is interrupted. You do not look up. You do not see that the grass is bare. All you leave in your wake is misery. You are blind. I will make you see. But we have guests. Sinead Dawn, Hawke. I expected you. But for all your might, you are no different from these Baz. You do not see.
I see a man who's ready to start a war on principle.
And what would the Qunari be without principle? You, I suspect. Prove yourself, Basra, or kneel with your brethren. Parshera! You are Basalit An, after all. Few in this city command such respect. So tell me, Hawke, you know I cannot withdraw. How would you resolve this conflict?
Isabella stole the Tome of Khoslan. We find her and you can leave Kirkwall.
And is this not one of your companions? One I suspect you aided?
The plan was to get the tome and give it to you.
Admirable, but I still do not have it. You will answer for the crimes of those who serve you. Their offense is yours.
Arisha Kost, Cunanam Ebrator. You have granted this woman Basalit An. By this admission, she now has the right to challenge you.
If you truly knew the Qun elf, you would not suggest I battle a female.
But she is no female. She is a respected outsider, by your own words.
What say you, Hawke? Do you agree to a duel?
Anything special I should know?
We fight to the death, you and I alone. Kill me and the duty that binds me is ended. The others will return to Parvolan.
And if you kill me?
Then you are dead.
To the death, Arishok.
Marathas! So shall it be! Isam Qun!
Can't keep this up. I'm exhausted.
One day, we shall return.
Is it over?
It's over.
The city has been saved!
It appears Kirkwall has a new champion.
You seem confused, Seeker.
The champion killed the Arashok in single combat? It just sounds so... romantic.
If I didn't know better, I'd say you developed a case of hero worship.
Why? Because I have respect for a woman who built herself from nothing?
Mm-hmm.
If you're telling the truth. If you are, then... what happened at the gallows may be far different than we assumed. I need to hear it.
Let's say I tell you. Then what? Are you hunting for an infamous apostate? Is that what this is all about? Or is it revenge?
No, it's not that.
Then what about me? If what I tell you isn't what you want to hear, will you still let me go?
I will let you go.
Well, now we're talking.
None of this is what I thought it would be. Tell me what really happened.
Champion of Kirkwall. That was the reward. A fine title. Every noble at the keep owed the champion their lives. She wasn't just a hero. She was now the most important person in the city. Except for Knight Commander Meredith, of course. With the Viscount dead, she stepped in to keep order. Things quickly got out of hand. The more she squeezed the mages, the more they resisted. The more they resisted, the tighter she squeezed. After 3 years of that, it all came crashing down.
I know you fear us. Knight Commander Meredith uses that fear to take control of your city. She opposes every effort to replace Viscount Dumar. And you have seen the chaos of her reign. Will you allow it?
Return to your homes. This farce is over.
Wait! Perhaps there are some who might disagree with you, Knight Commander.
Do not hide behind the champion. She has no role in this.
It would be better if you both calm down before this gets violent.
I should remain calm while a mage provokes an uprising. I think not.
I think the champion's views would be appreciated. Or do you fear what she has to say?
I fear nothing. My only interest here is in keeping order and protecting the innocent.
This won't be resolved here. We need to sit down and work it out.
You are naive, champion.
You will find that not everyone bows to your will, Knight Commander.
My. Such a terrible commotion.
This mage incites rebellion, Your Grace. I am dealing with the matter.
Ah, Orsino. So frustrated. Do you think this is truly wise?
No, Your Grace.
Of course not. Young men, would you show the first enchanter back to the circle? Gently, if you please.
Your Grace! He should be clapped in irons, made an example of!
That's enough, Meredith. This demeans us all. Surely you can see that. Go back to the gallows and calm down, like a good girl. You have my thanks for stepping in, champion. If you had not...
Short of putting those two in cells, I doubt anything will keep them from each other.
Sadly true. Gentle people of Kirkwall, return to your homes, I implore you. This will not be solved today. And now I must attend to the gallows. They will see reason if the Maker wills it. Thank you again, champion.
Good. Carry on.
Many Qunari fell in Kirkwall when we departed. I am sent to gather their swords. If you find a Qunari sword, you will...
Do you feel like a citizen, Fenris?
Excuse me?
You've been in Kirkwall as long as I have. Does it feel like home?
It feels. That itself has been a surprise.
I think I know what you mean. Shouldn't have worn these shoes.
Ah, the champion of Kirkwall. Your reputation precedes you. Forgive me. I should introduce myself properly. My name is Nancio Caldera Lanos. I am a noble from the beautiful country of Antiva.
Is there something...
I've come to you in search of aid. Unfortunately, he's hidden himself among the locals. He's a master manipulator, who will endanger even his own kind to ensure his survival.
You're a...
Ah, so you see... I've heard of your dealings with the Daily. Find out where the assassin is hiding.
I'll...
One of the Dalish, a woman named Variel, is a...
We won't be here.
All quiet around here, Captain.
Good. Carry on.
Are you certain it's her?
An elf matching your description on the ship you named. And alone, as far as I could tell.
I need to know if it's a trap.
I did as you asked, Fenris. Now it's up to you. You talk to him, Hawke. I've had my fill for today.
Venhedis, first of us.
Maybe I can help, Fenris.
It's my sister. I didn't tell you, but I followed up on Hadriana's information. Everything she said was true. I had to keep it quiet, but I eventually contacted Verania and sent her coin enough to come meet me. And now she's here.
You're worried Daenerys knows?
The more it seems he doesn't know, the more certain I become he does. Come with me, Hawke. I need you there when I meet her.
Where is she?
If we go to the Hanged Man during the day, she'll be there, for the next week at least. It would mean a lot to me. That's all I ask.
It really is you.
Verania? I remember you. We played in our master's courtyard while Mother worked. You called me.
Leto. That's your name.
What's wrong? Why are you so...
I'll give you 3 guesses.
Ah, my little Fenris. Predictable as always.
I'm sorry it came to this, Leto.
You led him here.
Now, Fenris. Don't blame your sister. She did what any good Imperial citizen should.
I never wanted these filthy markings, Daenerys. But I won't let you kill me to get them.
How little you know, my pet. And this is your new mistress, then? The champion of Kirkwall. Quite lovely.
Fenris doesn't belong to anyone.
Do I detect a note of jealousy? It's not surprising. The lad is rather skilled, isn't he?
Shut your mouth, Daenerys.
The word is master.
You are no longer my master.
I had no choice, Leto.
Stop calling me that.
He was going to make me his apprentice. I would have been a Magister.
You sold out your own brother to become a Magister.
You have no idea what we went through, what I've had to do since Mother died. This was my only chance.
And now you have no chance at all.
Please, don't do this. Please, tell him to stop.
Wait. Don't kill her.
Why not? She was ready to see me killed. What is she to me other than just one more tool of the Magisters?
This is your family, Fenris.
Elf, Fenris. I know how hard this is to believe, but this is the last thing you want to do.
Get out.
You said you didn't ask for this, but that's not true. You wanted it. You competed for it. When you won, you used the boon to have Mother and I freed.
Why are you telling me this?
Freedom was no boon. I look on you now, and I think you received the better end of the bargain.
I thought discovering my past would bring a sense of belonging, but I was wrong. Magic has tainted that too. There is nothing for me to reclaim. I am alone.
I'm here, Fenris.
You heard what Varania said. I wanted these. I fought for them. I feel unclean, like this magic is not only etched into my skin, but has also stained my soul. Let's go. I need to get out of here. Still don't...
You're too quiet, Varric.
I'm thinking of switching to romances. Not... Actually, they did hang men here. By their feet. Until... they started.
Good thing they were drunk then.
So you've done well for yourself. I had my doubts the first time I saw you, but I guess there was some... You certainly produced an amazing daughter. Your mother would be proud.
I just wish Mother had lived...
I know, Leandra. And she'd be... We're the only family. For a long time, I thought the Amell line in Kirkwall would end at me.
Why are you still here, Varric?
Starkhaven's too pretentious for me, and Cumberland's too boring.
You always say you hate commitment, but here you are, 6 years later, still at Hawke's side.
Daveline, I thought you'd have known... Come on, Daisy. You've been holed up in here for days. If you don't get some sunshine, you'll wilt.
I'm not a plant, Varric. I'm fine.
Just take a walk around the Lowtown Market. Get some air, and I'll stop bothering you.
I know you mean well, but I have too much to do right now.
I'll let you talk some sense into her, Hawke.
Varric is... very sweet. Frequently infuriating and a terrible busybody, but sweet. Were you looking for me? Nothing's wrong, is it?
Nothing's the matter. I thought I'd see how you were doing.
And I'm being a poor host, as usual. In the market the other day, out of the corner of my eye, I thought I saw Tamlin. I blinked, and he was gone. I don't know what it meant. Maybe nothing. Maybe I'm going mad. I miss them all. Even the Keeper.
I'm sure the Keeper would like to see you again.
I'm sure she would. She loves to lecture. I bet her new first appreciates that. I wish I could have seen it. It doesn't matter. I'm here now. Maybe Varric was right. Shall we go out for a bit? I could use some sunshine.
Get ready! There's more of them! Let's finish this!
Is everyone all right?
You know you still owe me 5 sovereigns, Elf.
I'm good for it.
Meaning that you'll borrow it from Hawke, probably. Coming to the Hanged Man for Wicked Grace later?
Never miss it.
Greetings, champion. That is what they call you in your city, isn't it? Did you need something? I hear there is a criminal hiding among the Dalish. He is not among us. This criminal of yours is set up in a cave away from our camp. He said there would be people looking for him, and to tell anyone who asked where he was. Why would he give away his position? He said he didn't want to endanger our people by asking us to lie for him. Not something you'd expect from a cruel and evil murderer, is it? He'll be waiting for you at the cave. Good luck trying to reach him, however.
Strange. Why would the assassin want the Dalish to give away his location?
No herd of Hala. I thought all Dalish clans had them.
Looks like a fight! Be ready! Here we go!
Strange. Why would the assassin want the Dalish to give away his location?
To us! Go down!
Traps. You can't say our man wasn't prepared.
Let's finish this!
Now you, I wasn't expecting. How do you do? My name is Zevran Aranai, adventurer and occasional assassin. I must admit, I was waiting for an assault by the Crows, not the mighty champion of Kirkwall.
I thought you'd be taller.
Ah, let me guess. A man named Nuncio has asked you to capture a dangerous killer, yes? What did he say this time? That I killed his wife? Butchered his parents? Sold his children into slavery? Or did he tell you he was a lawman from Antiva, charged with apprehending a ridiculously handsome fugitive?
I suppose you aren't a murderer at all, then?
Oh, indeed I am. But technically, I imagine everyone here can rightfully claim that title. Bring me to Nuncio if you wish, but I warn you, he surely intends to kill you. The Crows do not like loose ends, unlike myself. But you are a woman who can clearly handle herself, yes? Why worry? So, you can either tie me up, gag me, and then manhandle me. Or you can take me to Nuncio. Which will it be, I wonder?
You're very compliant for a fugitive.
Compliant, yes, and very bendy. But truthfully, I know when I am outmatched. I would rather take my chances against the Crows.
None of your tricks. You're coming with me.
Ah, as you wish. I'll follow you whenever you...
Ah, champion, you delivered. Just as I knew you would. It's a pity. I would say Boys...
Looks like a fight! Be ready! I stand for
I'm bleeding everywhere! I'm sure you wish to loot the camp, yes. Talk to me when you're done.
Not going to happen. Let's make Kirkwall a better place for everyone.
I don't think I can do that. I can't do that.
You want me to do what? I don't think so.
And we all remain in one piece? Well, I hope we learned a lesson, yes? It is time to move on, as they say. Perhaps...
So who is Bianca?
My crossbow. Say hello, Bianca.
But why Bianca? You must have named her after someone.
Nope. Mirabelle was taken.
The way you fondle your weapon is disturbing.
Hey, I'm a perfect gentleman. In public.
Dalish crafting is second to none, I assure you.
Dane fellow. Why me?
We're good to...
ruckus has been going on for some time. Can you calm him down?
Easy, boy. What is it? All right, let's see.
Please don't open the door.
You've caught a burglar. Good boy.
My legs are cramping. Please, just let me go.
You expect me to just let you walk out of here?
Please, Sarah. I was seduced by a crime at a very young age, but your guard monster has scared me towards a path of honest work.
It's the dungeons for you. Go fetch a watchman, boy.
Going to fetch the watch. Dogs aren't that smart. Right?
Smarter than you, anyway.
I hope all is well, mistress.
You don't need to stay in this pit anymore, you know. Not that you haven't, fixed it up nicely.
It's falling apart, and my ability to keep the Seneschal from noticing is nearing an end.
I appreciate what you've done, Aveline.
But you're staying. You could go anywhere now.
Perhaps I don't wish to go anywhere.
Freedom must be a terrible burden, I guess.
They don't understand. Yes, I am free. Denarius is dead. Yet, it doesn't feel like it should.
Seems like you should be dancing for joy.
I would have thought so. I thought if I didn't need to run and fight to stay alive, I would finally be able to live as a free man does. But how is that? My sister is gone, and I have nothing. Not even an enemy.
Maybe that just means there's nothing holding you back.
An interesting thought. It's just difficult to overlook the stain that magic has left on my life. If I seem bitter, it's not without cause. Perhaps it is time to move forward. I just don't know where that leads. Do you?
Wherever it leads. I hope it means we'll stay together.
That is my hope as well. We have never discussed what happened between us 3 years ago.
You didn't want to talk about it.
I felt like a fool. I thought it better if you hated me. I deserve no less. But it isn't better. That night, I remember your touch as if it were yesterday. I should have asked your forgiveness long ago. I hope you can forgive me now.
I need to understand why you left, Fenris.
I've thought about the answer 1,000 times. The pain, the memories it brought up, it was too much. I was a coward. If I could go back, I would stay. Tell you how I felt.
What would you have said?
Nothing could be worse than the thought of living without you.
I understand. I always understood.
If there is a future to be had, I will walk into it gladly at your side. Always a pleasure.
You think I don't know the City Guard is just another arm of the Templars?
That is completely unfair.
If they show up here, I'll know who to blame. That's all I'm saying. I'm sorry. I didn't mean for you to see that. I just can't be too careful. Now that the Knight Commander has basically appointed herself Viscount.
She's just waiting for the first legitimate excuse to drag me off to the Circle.
You're our one hope. The champion of the city, an open apostate. But it's not enough. The Mage Underground is all but destroyed, and those left have turned to blood magic as their only option, which Meredith knows will prevent any chance of the public taking their side.
They're still us.
I don't know how you continue to believe in me. How can people be so blind? The Blight was stopped only with the aid of 2 mages, one an apostate. But it makes no difference. The Chantry set us on this path long ago. It would take something truly catastrophic to change people's thinking now.
Let's make this quick!
I highly
Get back!
That's enough! Subject comes up all
Hit them hard enough? What do you got?
That's something.
Oh, shit's gonna pay up.
I hear the champion of Kirkwall's killed a dozen dragons.
If you think that was bad, I should tell you about the Black Marsh.
See, when you say things like that, Blondie, it just makes me glad I didn't know you sooner. Who goes to a place named Black Marsh on purpose? Now, they called it Beer Marsh. No, still doesn't work.
You've got a point. The marsh part does cancel out anything else. Flower Marsh, Kitten Marsh. No, no good. Ah, you've got company. I'll see you later.
Hawk, what can I do for you?
I'm not here on business. Just dropping by.
Drinking is business, champion. You know that.
So, what's the word in Lowtown, Varric?
Nothing you don't know already. The Viscount's departure, a vacuum of power, troubles brewing. Get rid of one thread and another appears. I'm starting to think this city's in love with Crisis. Hope you're ready for it, my friend. I'm keeping Bianca close.
How are you at finales, Varric?
I'm expecting some practical experience.
You look familiar, Qunari.
Tal-Vashoth, once of the Wounded Coast. I had left my fellows. You convinced me to turn on them. It was long ago. I am now Maras, mercenary of Kirkwall. Time has been kind to your name, champion.
So, interested in some work?
Yes, but not with you.
Why?
I do not work for those with titles. They do not have jobs, they have causes. When you stand for more, more stand against you.
Farewell, then.
Panehedan, Sira Hawk.
I hear the champion.
Is this for me? It's beautiful. Do you know what it is?
I only know that it was made by the Dalish.
It's Sylvanwood. Rare as diamonds. You only find it in very old, very wild places. The carvings tell a story of the betrayal. The Dread Wolf tricking all the gods away from the world.
I imagine the Dalish don't depict the doom of their gods just for decoration.
Not exactly, no. This was made for a keeper, you see. Guarding a clan from the Dread Wolf is a keeper's place. It's a very sweet memento, thank you.
There's a war coming.
Good luck getting in.
Does it feel different, fighting by choice? Back to the barracks. I never tire of it. Guardsmen, duties for the week will be...
Lowtown canvas. 5 on, 3 off.
City perimeter by 2s. Clear by 2nd watch.
Training recruits full metal by week's end.
Anything else, Captain?
No. Thank you. Donnic is a good man. I'm sorry, was there something you wanted?
Just checking in. Need anything?
Yes, there's something. Come back soon. I'll get into it then.
I'll see you later.
Of course, Hawke.
Hello again, champion.
Here, boy. I've something to wet your teeth on. Freshly confiscated mutton just for you. Have at it. Just checking on my best guardsman. He's helping the men to learn healthy respect and how to run.
Now that you're the champion of Kirkwall, seems everyone will... Don't they? Oh. Mistress somehow...
Oh, Hawke. Come in. I was just... Am I crazy?
What? No, of course not.
I thought their rule in a home would fix everything. The mirror would work and everything would be right again. But I keep dreaming of Paul's face. Everyone that I care for thinks I'm a monster.
What happened in that cave wasn't your fault. Paul did that to himself.
I know. But I caused it, or the clan did. Filling his head with terrible stories about me. You're a true friend, Hawke. I'll find a way to make this up to you, Lethalan. That's a promise.